Good morning, students. Please take out your books before watching the video. Okay, so this is the second class. In our last class, we have finished till 1.5 adding manure and fertilizers. We have read a few points about this agriculture practice. So, what did we learn in the last class? We learned that manure to add when the farmer they cultivate the crops continuously, what happens? The soil loses its nutrients. Yeah, so the soil loses its nutrients. So to solve this problem, we can re-establish the nutrients by three different steps. So what was the first step? The first step was fallowing. Yeah, so we have learned about fallowing. What was fallowing? Fallowing means to leave the soil or the land uncultivated. So we can leave the soil uncultivated for some time, and then what will happen? The nature will heal by itself. Yeah, the nature has the capacity to heal by itself. The nature will heal itself and it will regain the nutrients that it has lost during the cultivation. Okay, this was fallowing. The second was, what was the second thing? The second was crop rotation. So we learned about crop rotation. What is crop rotation? That the farmer will rotate the crops. Yeah, so if the first time the farmer will plant something that needs more suppose what the farmer will do, the farmer will in the first time the farmer will cultivate something that needs more nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, so in the first time the farmer will cultivate something that needs more nitrogen and phosphorus. In the second time, what the farmer will do, the farmer will not plant something that needs more of these two components. What the farmer will do, the farmer will plant something that needs, suppose in the second time it will plant something that needs more calcium. Yeah, or what or magnesium. Okay, so what, by rotating the types of crops, what will happen? The soil will automatically regain this components while the farmer cultivates this type of plants. So in this way the farmer they are able to cultivate crops in both the seasons. Yeah, and it also allows the land to remain fertile. Okay, so this is crop rotation. Okay, so in this class we will learn about the third point, that was adding fertilizers and manures. So we can also help the soil regain its fertility by adding this either fertilizers or manures. Yeah, so let's learn about them. Okay, so in the first point, what does they say? So to replenish the soil with nutrients, farmers add fertilizers and manures. So when the soil loses its nutrients, to get the nutrients back, what does the farmer do? The farmer add fertilizers and manures. Yeah, okay, the second point, improper or insufficient manuring results in weak plants. So what happens if the soil has less manure or less nutrients? What will happen? the crop will become weak, or the plants that will grow, they will grow as unhealthy. Yeah, so if there is improper or insufficient manure or fertilizers in the soil, the crop will not be nice. The farmer will not be able to get healthy crops, and it will produce weak plants. Yeah, the third point, improves soil texture and water holding capacity. So when you add manure, what happens? The texture of the soil increases, and also the water holding capacity of the soil gets increased. These are the advantages of manuring. Okay, let's learn one by one. So here are two things. Yeah, the first one is manure. Yeah, the first one is there are two things, fertilizers and manure. So let's start with manure. Okay, so what do you mean by manure? We have been telling that manure, fertilizer, what are these things? Let's learn. So manure, it is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plant and animal wastes. Yeah, so what is a manure? Manure is a organic substance. What do you mean by organic substance? The substance where there are mostly what? Carbon. Yeah, so it is the literal meaning. So all the organic compounds means the natural compounds that we get from the nature. Yeah, so all those compounds mostly possesses carbon, and those are organic substance or organic compounds. Okay, so manure is a what? Organic compound that is obtained from what? Decomposition of plant and animal wastes. So if we decompose plant or animal waste, what will happen? We can get manure. Yeah, so let's learn how are they prepared. Okay, so here you can see that what is the first step, how can you prepare manure. So how can you prepare manure? At first, what the farmers will do, the farmers will dump the plant and animal waste in pits at open places. So suppose they make the manure in the field itself only. Suppose this is the field and there is a large pit here. Okay, so what the farmers will do, the farmers will keep dumping all the animal wastes. What are the animal wastes? Suppose there will be cow dung. Yeah, or if there are some dead plants or dead animals, all of this they will put here, dead plants, dead animals, and cow dung or the waste dung of any other animal. They will all put these things in a pit, and they will let it store for some time. Yeah, kept. The second step will be they will keep it for some time to decompose properly. So how will they get decomposed? With the help of microorganism. So what will happen? The microorganism, there are many microorganism. Yeah, so all this microorganism, what they will do, they will help this waste to get decomposed. Yeah, it will get decomposed. What is decomposed? What is decompose? That all the nutrients, all the components, nutritional components that are present in the waste of those animal and plant, what will happen? It will get exposed. Those will get released. Yeah, so this is how decomposition occurs. That is the decomposition. So the microorganisms, they will help the dead the waste of plant and animal to get decomposed properly. And then what will happen, that decomposed matter is used as organic manure. So it's simple. What they will do, at first they will collect all the waste, plant and animal waste, and they will bring it to a pit. They will dump all those things there in the pit, and the microorganisms later they will help the waste material to get decomposed, and this decomposed matter will be used as organic manure by the farmers, and this is what we call as manure. This is how the manures are prepared by the farmers, and these manures are very important and very useful for the soil. Yeah, in last class, like in class 6, you have also learned about this thing, vermicompost. Yeah, you can see this word in the last line of page number 5. Yeah, they have said that you have already learned about vermicomposting in class 6. So what was vermicomposting? Is the process where worms are used to decompose plant or animal waste into manure, and the manure will be known as vermicompost. So we have known that what the earthworms, yeah, these earthworms, they are very useful for plant. Yeah, so all earthworms or other worms, they are very useful for the farmer, because what they do, they help in decomposing things. Yeah, they help in decomposing things, and the decomposed manure is known as vermicompost, and that process is known as vermicomposting. Yeah, so this vermicompost is also an organic manure, and it is very useful for the soil. So this was all about manure. Okay, so let's look into activity 1.2. you can see in your book also. So about the activity 1.2, what you can do, at first you can take some seeds of moong. What is moong? Those green color, yeah, those green color moong. You can take some seeds, and you have to let them germinate, let them grow, yeah, little bit. Keep in water, or they will germinate like this. You will see the moong, the green color one. You will see that this little baby plant is trying to come out. It becomes like that, yeah, white color. So let it germinate. So what you will do after letting it germinate, take 3 equal size seedlings. So take 3 seedling, 1, 2 and 3, all have to be of equal sized. Okay, in the third step, what you do, take 3 another empty vessels. So at first we'll take 3 equal sized seedlings, then you will take 3 empty vessels, and you will mark them as A, B and C. Mark them as A, B and C. After that, what you will do, you will take the first vessel A, and there you will add some soil and dung manure, like cow dung. Take some cow dung and soil, mix it. Okay, mix this thing, and then add it in the first vessel, and there you will put the first seed. Okay, then in the second vessel, what you will do, you will take soil and mix it with urea. So take some soil and you mix it with urea, and then you put it in the second vessel and place the second seed also there. In the third container, you take only soil, and you don't have to take any other kind of nutrients. Only soil, and plant the third seedling also. Okay, after that you pour same amount of water in all the 3 containers. Then wait for 7 to 10 days. After that, what you will observe is given in figure 1.3b. Okay, there are 3 containers. All the 3 they have given there, A, B and C. So you can see, zoom the picture a little bit on your book and see nicely what you can see. You can see that the plants have started to grow, but the growth is a little bit unsimilar. So you can see that A there you will see the growth. Yeah, it's little bit nice. B, the growth of the plants are very nice, and C, the it's little bit less. Yeah, the height are also a little bit smaller. So from the image, what we can say, that what we can conclude is that B has come out to grow as very healthy plant. Yeah, it's very healthy, the height is also very nice. So B is growing really fast and really healthy. So in B, what we added? We added urea. So from here we can conclude that adding of fertilizer helps the plant to grow nicely. Yeah, so this is the experiment that you can conduct, and this is all about activity 1.2. okay, so now let's learn about fertilizers. We have learned about manure, now we will learn about fertilizers. So what are fertilizers? Fertilizers are man-made chemicals or inorganic substances rich in a particular nutrient. So what are fertilizers? Fertilizers are man-made chemicals and they are inorganic substances. In manure we have learned that they are organic, and in fertilizers they are inorganic, and they are what? Man-made chemicals. Okay, and there is another point, that they are rich in a particular nutrient. Okay, example: urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash, and pk, that's nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So to let you understand this, let's take an example of our body. Okay, take the example of your body. So you eat vegetables. Yeah, we eat what? We eat rice. We also eat fruits. Yeah, we also eat vegetables. So all of this we eat. So rice is very rich in what? Carbohydrate. But along with carbohydrate, there are a little bit of vitamins or minerals or fats and proteins. Yeah, fruits also same. It's the mixture of some little bit of vitamins, minerals. Yeah, little bit of fats, little bits of carbohydrates and something. Vegetables also, it's a mixture of many things. Same carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins, little bit. Huh? So when we eat rice, we not only get carbohydrate, we also get all the other things. Yeah. Similarly, fruits also, vegetables also. Okay. This you have understood. Now, if we go to the pharmacy and buy a tablet of vitamin A, then what will happen? When we consume the tablet, will we get other nutrients also? Like if you eat the tablet, you will only get what? Vitamin A only. You by consuming the tablet of vitamin A, you won't be getting carbohydrates, proteins, yeah, fats. You won't be getting all these things. You will only and only get vitamin A. If you consume vitamin C tablet, you will only get vitamin C. You won't be getting vitamin A or fats or protein, something like that. Yeah, so it's the same thing is with this thing, fertilizers. Yeah, so these fertilizers are like those tablets that you have brought from the market. Yeah, but the manure, it's like the whole thing. This manure is like when you eat rice and suppose eggs, and this tablet, it's like fertilizers, which is only and only rich in a particular nutrient. For example, when you give the fertilizer of urea, it will only provide urea. It won't be providing nitrogen or oxygen, something like that. Yeah, so these are the examples of fertilizers. Read the example once. This is NPK. NPK means it's the mixture of three other uh, chemicals, other substances like nitrogen, phosphorus, and K for potassium. It's the chemical sign of potassium. Okay. So where are these fertilizers produced? They are produced in factories, but the manure, it was produced in what? It was produced in pits or in open places. Yeah. And there is a read the next point. Excessive use of fertilizers makes the soil less fertile. So yes, it's true that when you add these fertilizers, your plant will grow larger or healthier. Yeah. But if you keep adding fertilizer, only fertilizer, what will happen? The soil will lose its fertility. It will become less fertile. Why? Suppose if I ask you that don't eat food and only eat the tablets, vitamin A tablet or vitamin C tablet, what will happen? Will you be healthy? If you stop eating food and only keep eating the tablets, what will happen? Of course, you will get vitamin A and vitamin C. But what about the other things? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, other vitamins, minerals. What about those things? Your body also needs those things, yeah? But so only eating the tablets won't help you. You will become weak. So it's the same thing with the soil also. If you add only fertilizer to the soil, what will happen? The soil will lose its fertility and it will become less fertile. So the best option is to substitute the fertilizer with what? With manure. Yeah. Okay, let's read the last point. What's the last point? It's also a source of water pollution. So what happens when we add fertilizer? What happens? The soil, we'll add the fertilizer in the soil, and when the rain comes, when the raindrops will fall here, what will happen? All the fertilizers, it will flow. Yeah, it will get dissolved in the water and it will flow and it will get mixed in the river. Then ultimately what will happen? River and other drinking sources, and these fertilizers are direct will be eaten by the what? Fishes, crabs and other things, and this we will consume. So this fertilizer, it not only pollutes the water, it also affects our health is also affected, because we will directly or indirectly consume that this fertilizer, because we like eating fishes, isn't it? We like eating crabs. Yeah. So like that also, and we drink the water, all this water will be purified, and the human population will consume it. So directly or indirectly this fertilizer will get into our stomach and it will affect us and it will affect the nature. So these are the disadvantages of fertilizers. Okay, so now let's look into the book. Please check the table 1.1 of page number 7. Okay, so in page number 7, table 1.1, you will find that they have given you the difference between fertilizer and manure. Yeah, so let's read the first one. Since they have written it nicely, I have not wrote it down extra. You can write all of this by yourself. Read by yourself, because they have provided it nicely. Okay, so the first point is about fertilizer, that it is a man-made inorganic soil. Yeah, we have already learned that there's a man-made inorganic soil. They are not organic, they are made by man in factories. What is the difference of manure there? Manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residues. This also we have already learned. Yeah, so manure is what? Organic or natural. We get it by nature only. It's organic and it's obtained by the decomposition of what? Cattle dung or plant residues. Okay, let's move to the second point. What is the second point? Fertilizer is prepared in factories. Yeah, we have learned that fertilizers are prepared in factories, and manure can be prepared in the fields. So fertilizers are prepared in factories and manures are prepared in fields. That's why they are what? Inorganic and they are organic. Okay, the third one. Fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil, whereas manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. So what is humus? Humus is the partially decomposed organic matter, or you can say that it's the fertility of the soil. Yeah, so the plants or the animal residues will get decomposed. Yeah, and this will be the humus of the soil. So when you add a fertilizer, it won't get enough humus. But when you add manure to the soil, what will happen? It will provide a lot of humus to the soil. Okay, the last one. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, whereas manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Okay, so what they mean is that fertilizers, they are rich in nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium. You can go to the market, you can buy the fertilizer that's rich in these things. Yeah, but manure, they are not only rich in one single thing, they are a mixture of whole. You will, if you supply manure to the soil, it's a mixture of all the other nutrients, not only nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Yeah, understood till this much? Okay, let's look at advantages of manure. So there you can see the first advantage. What is advantage number 1? It enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. So when you supply manure to the soil, what happens? It increases the water holding capacity of the soil. That means the soil will be able to hold the water for long period of time. Yeah, it won't be dry. So when there is humus, when you add manure to the soil, what will happen? The soil will get humus, and if there is humus to the soil will be able to hold the water for longer period of time. And if the soil is able to hold the water for longer period of time, what will happen? It's useful for the plant only. Yeah, what will happen if you pour the water and immediately the soil gets dried up? What will happen? It's not good for the plant. Yeah, if you have plants at home, you might be knowing this problem. Sometimes there are a few plants that you pour the water and immediately the water is soaked and the plant gets dried up. So this water holding capacity for the soil is very important. The second point is it makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases becomes easy. Yeah, so we have learned that to grow the plant, they need to breathe. Yeah, all the plants, they need to breathe. That means not only breathe, the soil it exchanges gases like nitrogen. Yeah, we have learned that what happens, the rhizobium bacteria, it fixes the atmospheric nitrogen and it helps, and it supplies that atmospheric nitrogen to the plant. So this won't be possible if the soil is not porous. The soil needs to have this advantage that the gases are easily exchanged. So the soil have to be porous. Okay. The third point is it increases the number of friendly microbes. So if you keep adding fertilizers, then what will happen? It will kill the useful microbes. And if it kills the useful microbes, it won't help in decomposition, and if there is no decomposition, then there will be no humus, no fertility. Yeah, so if you add manure instead of fertilizer, the manure will help the microbes to grow, which is beneficial for the soil. The last point is it improves the texture of the soil. The texture of the soil will be improved if you keep adding manure. So these are the advantages of manure. Read whatever you have learned today once again. Okay, thank you. Let's end today's class here.